Thank you for joining us on our first episode of Podcast. I'm Dan. I'm here with Ray and John. We're going to be talking about all things video games, if you haven't figured that out by now, which you should have. So we're going to go right over to Ray and find out, Ray, what have you been playing?
Actually, I've been playing basically nothing.
Nothing? That's an awful way to do this, but
Well,
yeah.
You were the one who came up with all of these.
I know.
No, it's okay. Well,
But
you have to have played something.
Yeah, I just finished Devil May Cry 4 recently, and like a lot of people don't like that game, but it was pretty good.
I really enjoyed Devil May Cry 4. Nero as a character was overall pretty but
since finishing that game, I've just been kind of like starting a bunch of different games and not really sticking to them. So like lately I've been playing Twinbee. Have you guys heard of that?
Twinbee? I don't know what that is.
That I've definitely heard of. That is something.
You heard of that, John?
No, I haven't.
Well, basically it's an old arcade shooter, and it's really like vibrant and colorful.
Or like a shmup, like a Gradius or a Ikaruga kind of thing?
It's a vertical shoot 'em up, and
I really like those games.
Yeah, it's awesome. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I've actually played the recent shoot 'em up I've played was called Jamestown. It's kind of like a
I've heard
I had
of
to play that to get like Steam achievements for the
it was
holiday sale.
It was like a holiday thing. That's what I first got it for, but I actually found myself playing it a lot because it's interesting to have.
Wasn't it part of the Humble bundle at one point?
I think so.
I think that's how I got it.
If I remember right.
Yeah.
If I remember right, I think I actually own that one too.
Jamestown, really? Yeah, it's a really fun shoot 'em up. I don't think I think there's a multiplayer component. I don't think I've messed around with that at all yet.
Yeah. I got it and I played it for the achievement, and I literally played the first level 12 times to get the achievement, and I was like, I'm really bad at these kind of games. I'm done.
They're tough.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of dexterity to
I was just following
maneuver.
the same pattern. I was like, move left.
But the first level, that's easy, man.
I know it's easy. I was trying to play like 5 games at once just so I could get those stupid pieces of coal.
Oh yeah, I've played tons of games I would never even dream of touching because of Steam.
That was such like a great like idea, except for the fact that I got so much coal, and I did the trading achievement thing for them. And when I traded with my friend who like never uses Steam, I got coal. He got Back to the Future 1 through 5.
Oh man.
Which he thought was some sort of like action adventure game, not a point and click.
Really?
And he wound up hating it, and I was like, you should have given it to me.
Oh god, that's such a waste.
I actually do own the first episode of that game, and personally, as a big Back to the Future fan, I think it's great for fans.
I had the first one. It was free, right?
Yeah.
For a little bit?
Yeah.
There was some promotion.
I think I
never got around to playing it.
It's but for those of you who missed the Steam sale, if you're not into PC games, what they do is they basically they give a list of achievements, and if you complete enough of them, there's a chance that you can get a free game completely. So a lot of people were
coupons for
coupons.
Some obscure
that is actually
company that for 10% off, which you won't use.
And that I did not know.
It really, it was really cool. I got
it wasn't only during the winter sale.
It was during the winter sale, yeah. I actually got a copy of Portal 2 and Left 4 Dead, both of which I already owned, so I had to end up trading them. But the fact that you can even trade games like that is awesome in itself. And it's just, I got to learn of a lot of cool, obscure games because of the achievements, which was fun.
Yeah, basically, if you don't have Steam.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a computer and you like to play games on that computer,
they give away free games a lot.
You should have
there are a lot
Steam.
Of free games you can get anyway.
Yeah,
not a lot of them are good.
It's a great service.
I actually have a lot of Steam games, even though I can't play them.
Yeah, you gotta build up your computer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of Steam to blow off.
Oh, where's the rim shot sound clip when I
I
when
don't
you
know.
need it.
I'll add it in. Probably will.
But
There we go.
But yeah, this I don't know. This whole thing is just it's good. I'm sure
Yeah.
you've already heard of it if you're listening to this.
Yeah, I mean it's
very
kind of our
popular.
demo, but all right. Well, since Ray's not playing much, John,
what about you?
Oh yeah, what about you?
What about you, Dan?
me? Oh, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Revelations in anticipation for don't scoff until I'm finished. In anticipation for Assassin's Creed 3. It's the only one I haven't beaten out of the series so far. And while I agree that it's the weakest of all the Assassin's Creeds, I think it's still a pretty solid game. There's a
The
couple
first one is the
choices
worst
they made. The first one was great because of the like ideas and the whole. It like started that franchise.
Right.
And obviously, it was successful because
It's always
there's
hard
been
to hate on the first game.
so many games that come out afterwards. But
Did-
it's got
did
a
you know-
couple missteps. Go ahead.
You do know how that game started development, right?
Revelations
Yeah.
or Assassin's Creed?
Revelations.
I don't.
You-
Enlighten me.
You don't? I believe it started out as a 3DS game, and they canceled that, and they took all the ideas and put it into Revelation. So I have a feeling that's maybe why it's not the strongest in the series.
You hear that, everyone? So if you do fact checks, like check Wikipedia,
Yeah.
can tell us if we're wrong or
Call Ray out on it.
yeah,
But,
please do it.
That makes sense. They did add a lot of strange things. There's like a first-person section of the game that, granted, is optional, but it is part of the story, and it's like a weird platforming. It's bad. When you take a third-person game like that and all of a sudden you're thrown in first-person with not that great controls, it's just poorly done. And then there's a whole tower defense mini game aspect to it that isn't bad, but also seems out of place and can get tedious.
Now
if
I've
you do it
never
enough.
played like any of the games in the franchise. Like I
Same.
own the first one. I haven't really played it that much. Is it a lot different from, say, like the other games? Like is it like completely that much different that it's not that good of a game, or it's not?
No, it still follows. I mean, the same basic structure of Assassin's Creed, where you're going through different memory sequences, which are basically like chunks of story, and then at the end of that, you'll have to assassinate some important figure. And I mean, it still follows that, and you still get pieces of like the real world story, which is Desmond, as opposed to Ezio. And I haven't finished it yet, but this is supposed to complete Ezio's and Altair's story. And that's why I want to finish it before I start playing Assassin's Creed 3.
If you had to rank all the ones that you played, how would you rank them? Just like in terms of how much fun you had,
And
how much you liked them, pretty much.
and I would like to point out you have played Assassin's Creed 3, haven't you? At like
No,
was it-
but I was one of the first people to see the gameplay because
Oh, yeah,
I was
right, that's
fortunate
what it
enough
was,
to
okay.
go to
It was at PAX, right?
PAX East, yes. And
Where?
I mean, that game looks incredible, but we can get into that later. But if I had to rank them, I'd probably go Assassin's Creed 2, then Brotherhood, then Assassin's Creed 1, then Revelations.
Solid list.
Yeah, the only reason I rank Assassin's Creed 1 above it is because at the time when I played it, I really found it to be engrossing, and I really liked the whole story of it, and a lot of twists and turns because you didn't know much about the whole Desmond future animus gene manipulation aspect of it prior to the release of the game. So that was really neat to find out. But Assassin's Creed 3 was the first time I saw it, and I'm sure everybody's seen trailers for it at this point since it comes out in 13 days. But
That might be the first one I played personally. Because
It-
I've never got into the series, but I'm interested in this whole like new direction they're taking it.
yeah, it looks. I mean, technically the game is expanded immensely
Yeah.
in terms of actual like raw technical power. is like a whole new animation system, which is going to be great because anyone who's played all the Assassin's Creed, they've basically had the same kill animations, the same movement animations since the last 3 games, and it definitely grows tiresome after a while.
Now, the game is based on the American Revolution, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Say
yeah,
a
no.
game was based on. Ray, help me out here. Is there a Canadian Revolution? Is there any,
Yes,
was
the
there-
Canadian Revolution.
I'm pretty sure there wasn't.
ye old Canadian Revolution, where the Eskimos
I'm
took
gonna-
up spears against the.
I'm gonna feel like
Other
an idiot if
Eskimos.
someone proves me wrong.
Yeah, like, of
Alright.
course there was a Canadian Revolution. There's all
Just
those
so you-
Canadian
just so you-
slaves.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, Ray is, in fact,
Canadian.
Canadian. And
It's a little fun
he's
fact.
our Canadian correspondent.
I would
For all
like
the-
to point out though,
Reporting.
I did not pay much attention in school, so forgive me.
It's alright, it's just Canadian school. They probably wanted you out, like, hunting caribou or something. in your spare
Caribou.
time. I don't know. It's not on Jimmy Neutron.
You are
I assume.
Least-
you are gonna get a lot of hate mail from all these Canadian viewers that we just lost.
Listen, I have no
what's
problem with Canadian.
what's your email address?
Yeah,
It's,
throw your
uh,
email address out there. Throw it out.
So,
It's, I hate Canadians at gmail.com.
yeah, standard Gmail.
A standard American
That's what
email
I-
address,
that's what I
like
put on all my
obviously.
job applications, like, get offers all the time.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed, awesome. Everybody should play it. I have a buddy that he absolutely hates the Assassin's Creed games because he's a big history buff. So when like people come out and they're speaking English, he like is immediately turned off to the game.
It's, I don't know.
So
That
if you have a
is-
problem with historical accuracy, don't
Like-
play Assassin's Creed.
yeah, like, I feel like, does he, like, also hate, like, Quentin Tarantino movies? Like, does he hate, like,
No,
what's
but
his name? Inglourious
pro-
Bastards?
he probably hated like 300.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's the idea that they bill it as like a historical game.
yeah,
which,
but I mean, like, there's, like, so many, like, horror movies just, like, based on a true story.
yeah, I know. Well, based on a true story is a bullshit statement
It's like,
anyway.
yeah,
but
he's just going in for the entertainment value. Like, That's
Exactly.
pretty much what all of, like, it's all, like, media. It's all
Yeah.
for entertainment value.
But that's pretty much all I've been playing. I've been playing some Borderlands 2 sporadically.
Nice.
Obviously Dota 2, which I know you guys are woefully
Dude,
ill-prepared
I
to
wanna
talk
start-
about.
I want to start playing that. I can't, like, convince myself to start playing it.
It's a time sink, man.
I know.
It's an
I
I've got
love time sinks. I don't even care. I love time sinks.
I've got 350 hours clocked into the game, and I've yet to play all the characters. So,
God.
and yeah, and I lose all the time. I still suck.
Yeah.
Anyone who plays any
It's
kind
okay.
of MOBA
You'll get better. I
can
know
tell you
will.
how it's such a hyper competitive game, but there's so much depth to it that
Yeah.
I mean it's gonna last.
Sorry, but what game are we talking about? I was.
Dota.
We're talking about Dota 2, Defense of the Ancients 2.
It's a-
yeah,
It's a Valve.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's
which
basically like
No.
League of Legends, but it's a little bit more intense, I guess. I don't know. I'm speaking from what you tell me.
I
So
yeah, I do.
I
I
actually
don't want to sound like the
better.
guy who hates on League of Legends. It's like
I actually
one of like the 80 million people who play that game. It's just like, that's not at all what it is.
I actually have heard of it. I just zoned out halfway through that podcast googling shit.
That's okay. That's probably what everyone's doing right now, is zoning out.
Yeah,
Who's
Our-
really listening
our-
to this?
0 user base at the moment since it is our first episode. So
let's be
tell your
honest.
friends.
Let's be honest. You're listening to us for our calming voices.
Yes,
Not
our
for our
soothing
insights.
nature, and our insights are don't take us seriously
we don't
at
know
all.
what we're talking about.
Game.
We're
But
just guys just trying to.
I
make
would
it.
I would like to mention something about Dota 2, and that and Valve, and that they have pretty much blown every other free-to-play game out of the water in terms of the amount of content and things you get as free-to-play. There's a lot of free-to-play games, you get to download it, there's like a really slow progression, and to unlock things in the game you have to either grind out for days, sometimes weeks, to be able to afford them, or pay real money to unlock them. Dota 2 works, everything's unlocked from the beginning. All the characters are unlocked. So unlike League of Legends where you only start with a small pool, you get everyone to choose from. There's no kind of bonuses that'll help you out in terms of gameplay that you can buy. The only things that you can buy are purely they're costume pieces. And as Team Fortress 2 has shown, you make a shit ton of money doing it that way. But that also might be because it's Valve. But I really hope to see other free-to-play games start more towards this model instead of like a pay-to-win model.
Hey guys, I just found out what we should call our podcast.
What's that?
What?
Let's call it Valvecast.
Valvecast?
Valve
I would
Steamcast.
I'd call it Valve Steamcast.
Valve
I would-
Steamcast. Gabe Newellcast.
I am a very big fanboy of everything Gabe Newell.
I feel like a lot of people just
I
go to
wanna
Reddit.
Just want to bury myself in his beard and suck in all his creative
Hey
juices.
guys, who wants a road trip to Seattle? Is that where they are? Seattle.
Seattle? I don't know.
I don't
How
know.
close are you to Seattle, Ray? Canada's like right
Yeah.
connected, right?
And not in Canadian miles. Also known as
The-
kilomiles.
also known as the metric system.
The metric system. The metric system is just outdated. It makes no sense. Why would you divide things by 100 or 10?
Yeah, you gotta go. It's awful. The rest of the world's got to get on our boat and start
Seriously.
doing total asinine amounts for their.
Also, what side of the road do
Things.
you drive on?
In Canada?
Yeah.
Is this a serious question?
Assuming there are roads. Assuming that your town has technologically advanced past many other Canadians and built a road system and automobiles using an engine.
Yeah, that's generally how cars work.
What would you say? What would you say?
I think
the
think
side-
John actually doesn't know what side of the road you drive on.
I don't think he does either.
I don't.
That
I'm
is,
sorry. I
that
don't take
is-
many trips there.
I mean, we poke fun, but that's bad.
I mean,
That's really bad.
I know what side of the road we drive on here. So there's that.
I'd hope so. It's the left, right?
What?
Anyway,
Anyway,
so that's what I've been playing. That's basically everything else I've been playing. It's not worthy of mentioning. So, John, that leaves you.
all right. Well, I have been playing. Basically, a game from the best series
Oh boy.
of
You're gonna start it out this way? Okay, go ahead.
Nintendo's handheld
You're just like
time.
setting me up, but go on.
of Nintendo's handheld
Mother.
RPG Monster Collecting
Yeah.
Time, also known as.
Mother.
If you would let me finish. Jeez, I'm the one getting interrupted. I am playing Pokemon Black 2 right now.
Pokemon Black 2. Ah, yes.
Yes.
The classic series.
Dan has some opinions on it. However,
Some-
let me just give you my impressions of it.
Oh yeah, no, please go ahead. I would like to hear.
I'm about 16 hours in, which might not sound like a lot, but I haven't really been able to play every day. I go to school like 12 hours a week. No big
Okay.
deal. It's
Yeah, whatever.
Wait, not
It's just
12 hours a week.
It's just
12
a
hours a day.
university, you know, whatever.
twice a week. Alright, never mind. That doesn't sound like a lot at all. Never
No one
mind.
cares about your schooling. Let's get back to the Pokemon.
Seriously. Anyway, so about Pokemon, right? I've played it's really like it's my time sink. Like whenever a new one comes out, I forget doing everything else and I just play it.
Dive right in.
I got originally the first Pokemon White, because
Yeah.
it had the cooler guy on it,
Yes, it did.
not because of my affiliation with any certain color.
He's white,
But
everybody.
I liked it when I was playing it, and then when I was done, I didn't really like it that much. The second one, I definitely really like. It sounds really bad, but like the fact that they included older Pokemon like that you can catch during the game, I really like that. And like, there's a lot. It is different. It's very similar, obviously. It's a sequel. It's
Go
not-
on.
It's got newer things in it, and like obviously it doesn't change the core, it doesn't change anything really up. It's got new mini games, whatever. It's got all that other stuff. It's the same game. I'm not gonna lie about that. I know it is.
Well, I
But
mean, yeah, that's how they make their money, because
that's
they
how they
keep
do
it
it.
the
I
same.
mean, it wouldn't make any sense for them to change it right now because
I do have a question though,
Sure.
and this goes out to both you and Ray, because I've noticed that there are a lot of Pokemon games that, like, I like this one, but I don't like this one. Like you said, you didn't like White that much, but you like White 2 more. Now, is that strictly because of the Pokemon that are in the game, or are there other factors to it? Because from my perspective, I can't see that. They all blend together to me.
Well, I'll go first. I think definitely it wasn't. They didn't handle the first game wrong. Like, what they did was they were like, okay, you have to use the new ones. You can't use the old ones. Which I understand because they have to establish the new ones. They have to like say,
Yeah.
these are the new ones. You have to get these into your head that these exist. And the problem was that I personally, there were some good designs, but a lot of them I didn't like.
Yeah, a lot of the white and black designs were up for there's a lot of controversy around them, I guess you could say, but
They're just
And
so
I mean,
lazy.
like,
it does seem lazy. It really
seems lazy,
does.
but I mean, like, there are nearly 700 now. There's
Yeah.
not much like you can do to like vary so many and keep it within the structure of the game. Like you can't like like make something like really crazy and then like make it like fit with all the other ones that already exist. Like you have to kind of keep it within like a certain like sphere that like it's based off something maybe, or it's based off
like a garbage bag.
Yeah, like a garbage bag. I have no problem with that one. That one's kind of funny. I always like fighting garbage bags.
The one thing I am getting sick of is that every gen they have like legendary Pokemon now that all follow the same set of rules. Like they have to be fire and water and grass, I believe. That's getting a little tiring.
I think they go on. I'm sorry.
No, you go.
Oh, thank you.
No, you go.
I think the problem with legendaries more than that is the fact that they just oversaturate with them. I mean, like when you look at Red, you got Mewtwo, and then the 3 birds.
Yeah.
And then I guess Mew if you want to count that. But now we got there's 9, 10 legendaries per game or something like that.
But the thing is with the legendaries, I kind of do understand why they would do that, because post game, like you're done doing everything. Sure, you can go like in the original games, like you could just go catch Mewtwo, you could catch the 3 birds, and then try and catch every Pokemon, and that's it. And that's small. But like if you want something to do like post game, like they have so much, they added so much now, and like catching these things are another challenge in themselves. Like it's just more to do. Like it might not like make them like very unique, and it might not make them very like legendary, but it is like you hear like a little bit of lore about them, and then you go catch them, and like it's pretty cool. Like it's kind of like a boss, and you only get one chance to like you don't really get one chance, but I mean like
you just restart the game.
Yeah, I know that, but like it's like you can kind of like have like a little like bit of like pressure, like you have to like whittle them down.
And make sure you have sleep or something.
Make them have like sleep or something. Make sure they don't kill you, and then keep throwing Pokeballs until you catch them. And like that's for some people, and like I kind of like that too. Like it's fun to like try and like catch something that is considered legendary in the game. And
yeah.
Like it might be a lot. And it might not sound really cool that there's a lot of them, and they're not that like they follow like the same pattern as like previous games, but like it's the familiarity. Like that's what I think a lot of Pokemon has to do with. Like you have the familiarity with the entire series, so like you're like, okay, I know this is gonna happen, and I know this is gonna happen, and some people like that because it's like it's comforting, and you know what you're getting into when you get the games. And like I think that's kind of like why I like the games too. Like I know what I'm gonna get into, and it might not be like totally different, but like I enjoy doing the things that they tell me to do, and
I think that's where the split occurs. Is right there what you said. There's the comfort that you talk about that you enjoy, where when I look at it, I see it as predictability, and I don't want that.
I do. I'm with Dan. I like after Diamond and Pearl, I just lost all interest.
Because you go into the game. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to keep interrupting you.
The only Pokemon game that I can say I really like is Gold and Silver. I thought
you were gonna say Snap.
I love that. Oh, Pokemon Snap too. Yeah. Geez, now I lost my thought.
I'm sorry.
You like
just-
gold and silver.
Oh yeah. The thing
No one ever mentions crystal.
Crystal sucks.
I personally never include the like ultimate versions of the game. I like just referring to them as like red and blue or gold and silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
I hate.
Well, like gold and silver to me, the thing I loved about that game was just how huge it was. Like I spent 300 hours on that game when I was like 12 or something.
It did have like it had like 3 regions, right?
They had two.
It had
But the
two.
problem I had
It's-
with that game, I'm sorry, I don't mean to like cut you off, but like
It had-
the problem I had with that game is that there are 2 regions, but it felt almost like they half-assed both of them. Like the first one, there is a lot to do in the first one. Like in Johto, there's a lot to do. But when you get to Kanto, it's like, all right, go fight the 8 gyms, but they're really easy because like you're already like over leveled.
Have you played the remake?
I played it.
So they didn't change anything at all in Kanto.
It's still like
Okay, because
it's like a shell of like the original Kanto.
okay, because
like-
now, if I played that game and I saw Kanto as it was back then, it would seem really lacking. But like at the time, it was huge. To
Right.
have
Oh
like,
yeah,
another-
at the time.
It's a very cool concept. Like it's very cool to like
Because
say,
the
like,
previous
I was
one
there
was-
before.
Yeah, it was only 1 region, and then they upped it to 2, and that is cool. And I guess
It gave
when
you-
you're younger and you play it, which we were, you
Now-
don't really notice.
That's
any
why
of
like I
that.
feel like it gets a lot of praise because there's 2 regions.
And correct me
But-
if I'm wrong, but you could collect another 8 badges in Kanto, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's
That's
another 8 badges, but like the problem is that they're not difficult at all to get those badges.
Did they not scale? I guess it's.
I
like-
don't exactly remember, but I never remember like having to like really have a problem with that with like getting the badges.
Yeah.
Because it's like
I've
you
got
already beat 8 gyms and like you can get 16 badges, but like it's if you did play the original game, it's like it's badges you already got, and I don't know. I felt like it was easy, the Kanto part of the game.
I've got to be
And
honest.
Pokemon is easy.
By the time I got to Kanto, I had already started doing that rare candy trick.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, yeah, the rare candy trick.
Well, that was only in the original games, I thought.
What was
I
it?
don't
Did they
think
have
so.
that? Did they have an exploit in Gold and Silver? I thought that was only in Red and Blue.
I believe it was in Gold and Silver. I played that one. I played that one.
Well, I know Missigno was only in Red and Blue.
It was probably
There was also a clone trick. Do you guys remember that?
There was one. I remember
That-
hearing about
that-
that. I don't think I ever did that one.
I'm pretty sure that one was in Gold and Silver.
I think you're right about that.
It was something to do with like, what was it? Is it called Bill's PC? Is that what it is? Yeah,
it's Bill's
also-
PC.
It-
You guys can correct him if he's wrong.
Well,
It's really
if
cool.
the older ones it's Bill's PC. Now it's like
Yeah.
Amanita or
Yeah, it's very
some
weird. I don't
crazy
even care
lady.
about whose PC it was. I think it
Yeah.
is someone's PC.
I don't even know why they start out with it someone's PC,
Who-
and then your mom's like,
who-
"Oh, you'll find out later who it is."
I won't.
Did they ever explain who this Bill was?
No, yeah,
They-
they go into, they like make you like find him, and he's like trying to turn into a Pokemon or something. Or that's a TV
No,
show.
he's
I don't remember.
not.
What?
That might be
He's
the
just
TV
like
show.
another
That sounds-
professor or something.
That sounds
I
so
don't know.
stupid.
I thought that might have been on the TV show. He was trying to turn into a Pokemon.
Well, we're not talking
So-
about. the
so
TV
he's
show.
like-
the gigantic Dragonite.
So he's like the Tingle of Pokemon.
I think so. No.
Bill?
Ew.
No, he's not that bad.
No.
You barely
Bill
talk
is
to
like,
him.
Bill's just like, hey, I made
I made a
Yeah, I
PC
made-
Pokemon. See
I
you
made a
later.
storage system.
I gotta go back to coding.
He's a programmer of the Pokemon world. So he's a nerd in a world of nerds.
He's the nerd of nerds. He's
And,
King Nerd. Oh
yeah.
wait, do you think it meant Bill Gates?
No, I didn't think it meant Bill Gates.
Oh,
I just thought of this right now.
Why would it
guys.
mean Bill Gates?
Bill-
Guys, might have been Bill Gates.
maybe it's Windows.
Or maybe it was like Steve Jobs, but they couldn't get the rights to his name.
But
It had
Nintendo has
rounded
nothing to
edges
do
and
with either of
leaves.
them. You guys are stretching.
All right.
You
Anyway.
guys just don't want me to bash Pokemon anymore.
No,
Like,
it's
that's
cool.
what it
No,
is.
you can bash. It's fine. Like I totally understand the hate it gets.
I have no
I
problem
understand that.
with bashing it because I'm not the biggest Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
No, like I totally understand the hate it gets. I understand it's not a very
now
varied series. It's like
No.
it doesn't change much.
now John, have you played every Pokemon release so far?
Yes.
You have,
All the main titles, not any of like the side games.
including the Ultimate versions.
Yes.
You have.
Yes. I always
Played-
feel.
That's pretty impressive.
Why?
Yeah. Cause,
So
like,
every time a Pokemon game comes out, you know you're gonna be buying at least
Yes.
2 of them.
No. I don't buy both versions. I buy. Not well. Yeah, I buy.
That's what I mean.
the
You buy
original one and I
buy one
the-
of the versions, and then you buy
Yeah.
the ultimate version.
Because I understand, like, it's
That makes even less sense to
I
me
know.
than I just like. I want to just say that it's a complete cash grab, but I do know the reasons behind it, or
I
at
know.
least
Look, I know that it's kind of like a cash grab, but I know every time they release one that I'm going to enjoy playing it. I know I'm going to enjoy my time.
yeah.
playing the
And I
game.
think that's unfortunately it's a big enough fan base that
That's the thing. Yeah.
Game Freak is set with that. Like they're like, all right, we're gonna make a new Pokemon game. The people who like Pokemon are gonna buy it, and we're good.
Like, yeah, it's a very consistent series. Like, you know what you're getting into. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I
And
think
it's honestly like it's kind of like a therapeutic kind of game for me. Like, I
But-
can just like relax and play it.
But I feel like maybe since you've played all the Pokemon games, you'll have a better idea of how the series has evolved over time. Like, for me, I'm a big Zelda fan, and I always hear people say that, like, every Zelda game is the same, when clearly I know it is not.
Well,
I would never say that.
It definitely doesn't like.
That's another episode right there.
That's true.
But go on.
I own like 6 Zelda games and I haven't beaten one. Anyway, it's changed. Like, if you play the first game, you play the one now. It's like, well,
Yeah, it
Oh, that's another.
obviously it's gonna have upgrades. but-
That is actually something that I wanted to talk about. Like, Pokemon now, they have all these new abilities. That's kind of where I'm lost now, because, like, when
you have old man syndrome. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. Like, it's hard to like accept like this kind of like change. It's hard to like just try and like get into something when you're used to something
yeah,
long ago, and like there's just so many like different things now, like EVs, all like the
Well,
different
there's-
attacks, all the abilities, all the natures and stuff like that. But that's why there's the internet.
I think what Ray's talking about is more like in terms of the competitive side to it,
Oh yeah.
which I've never really liked the competitive side of Pokemon for various reasons, but
I checked out
When-
the World Championships a little while ago. That is so fucking boring.
is
Dude,
it?
no, honestly, like, the people outside, I would understand why they would think that's boring, but like
Oh,
watching
yeah, it's-
someone like it's honestly I say
No,
honestly
no,
so much. I say
I
it so
will-
much, but
I will.
You're very honest.
I do want to point out, I do appreciate the strategy in the game, but
it is
the-
very strategic. Like,
the
it's very like it's nothing at all like just like the game. When you're playing competitively, there's so much you have to like think about, and there's so much predicting. It's very cool. Like, I can never like bring myself to get into it. There's like it's too much for me. It's too much for me to like really get into it. But like, I understand a lot of what goes on. Like, I watch people play. Like, I read articles and stuff like that. But it's definitely like one of my favorite parts about it, because they did evolve it, and every time something new comes out, it will change up things. And now that it came out a while ago, but like now that they have Wi-Fi, it is really
Yeah, the Wi-Fi
it really
was a
it
game
really
changer.
changed it. Like, it makes it adds like a whole like new thing. Like, you play so many different people. You play like really good people, and
Yeah,
it
you're
just,
not stuck using the link cable trying to find someone else who
Yeah.
has
Later for
Pokemon
that,
and wants to
Who
fight.
needs real friends?
Yeah, You don't.
Seriously.
you don't need them anymore.
We've never seen each other.
No, we've never. Even though you've come to my town.
I know, I've been to your town a lot. It's kind
But
of
yeah, I don't know. Pokemon, I just think there's so much potential there,
Yeah,
and
like,
it's
it makes sense. Like, I could see why people don't like it. I personally enjoy it. I have no problem with buying every game.
for that series to pull me back in, it would need to like open up, kind of like, I hate comparing it to like Xenoblade, but that's basically what I want like every game to be like now. Just completely
Yeah.
open, no real like story structure. You just
well that
There's a lot of like
Mm.
like Xenoblade as itself is a really like that game.
Me
It's a very
too.
good game,
Yeah.
but I would not like every game to be like that.
No.
I like
I think-
that kind of system.
think
I
it
like
would
the
be-
system where you get quests and stuff like that, but I don't want every game like that.
I think it would.
I like
be,
I don't
different-
think
I like
I don't
different
think
games.
one system should be used for any game ever. And
yeah.
I mean,
But-
I would hope that you don't think that either. But
But what I mean is, I think it would be perfect for like Pokemon. Like that world is absolutely massive. It's probably one of the biggest I've seen in a video game.
yeah,
And that would just be so cool for Pokemon. Like, just have this huge world, bunch of quests that you can
The
tackle.
only way I can see that happening is if it's a side game and not like a main game.
well,
I
that's
couldn't
that,
see that happening.
that's the problem I have
No
with
side game would
predictability.
ever have that much effort put into it. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
their side
No, I
games
know.
are
Actually, you know
spin-offs
the
are
the
awful.
side game Pokemon Conquest. It's
Oh,
That's
it actually looks pretty
oh,
cool.
feudal-
It's the Tactics esque.
I want to point out that I actually am interested in that game. It's a strategy RPG, and it's like set in feudal Japan. Is it? It's
Yeah, I
yeah.
think so.
it's crossed
It's like
over
actual
with
like history.
it's crossed over with Nobunaga's Ambition, which is an old
Yeah.
series. I'm actually pretty interested in that. I might check it out sometime.
Yeah, I was watching someone play that. It seems like a pretty cool game. Like, it's different. It has the familiarity of Pokemon with, you know, the Pokemon that you play with, and it has a different kind of playstyle to it. So it's
Yeah.
something if you're interested in those kind of games, if you're interested in like strategy RPG games like Fire Emblem or something like that,
I love
it's something you
Fire
might want
Emblem.
to check out.
But I said this the other day about Pokemon. Like, I know everyone groans when I bring up the story of Pokemon. They're like, oh, it's a kid's game. And I understand that it's a kid's game. But there is, like, from what I've seen, like, zero effort put into the story.
They added a little bit in the newer
And
games. They added like the
yeah,
whole like
they added,
you know,
like, a
PETA.
pseudo-PETA organization. But that, I mean, if you
that-
play long enough, it just turns into Team Rocket again.
It's all the same thing.
That is a.
I
but,
won't doubt that.
When I first heard about that, I thought it was a really cool direction to take the story. But then I heard from like other people who have played it that they kind of make
That's-
the bad guys really seem like really evil. So I thought there was like
That's-
some meaning to what they were doing, but from
Yeah,
what
no,
I
it turns out that it's all for their own reasons.
Yeah.
And the newer ones now they have like a split. They have one of them was like they were trying to take over the world. One of them was they were actually trying to save it. And as I see right now, like the ones that follow, the ones that were just trying to save the Pokemon, they like seem like good guys. And then there's like the other half that follow the guy who tried to take over the world.
That
and
are
they're
all bad guys.
And they're Team Rocket, basically. So,
And
and I think it was like a flawed philosophy. Like they were like, okay, we don't want the Pokemon to be slaves anymore, so we're going to steal them from you. And we're going to battle you with the ones that we own
that we have.
and battle with you.
Like, you shouldn't keep Pokemon in Pokeballs. Here's
Except-
a Pokemon from my Pokeball.
It's a flawed philosophy, and it's not really it's an interesting concept, but you can't
Yeah.
really execute it in a game like that where it's
Well, and
only Pokemon.
Going more general than that, every Pokemon game starts off as you're this kid, and you're going out on this grand adventure. It's supposed to be this adventure of a lifetime, this rite of passage, yet you stay on this single path the entire game. There's no aspect of adventure to it,
that is
other than
that is
That's
catching
the thing with
Pokemon.
Japanese RPGs.
that is exactly what I'm talking about. That's why I want it to become like more.
Yeah, no, I would love for it to open up in terms of where you can go, what you can do, and at what time.
See, the thing with Japanese RPGs though, it's more like scripted. It's definitely more like you follow this path, but it's like
Yeah, but usually those
It makes,
games
like,
have
grand.
stories that, like,
no, yeah,
are
I
more
understand. It
structured.
definitely lacks in story.
Are worth listening.
Yeah, I don't want to say they're all good, but
Yeah, there's a lot of cliches and shit.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
there's
a
a
lot
lot
of-
wrong. I
but you
understand.
could say that about any game. But
But I think the appeal more comes from just collecting different ones, battling with different ones,
yeah,
and just wasting all your time just playing the game, and not
Yeah.
necessarily from the story. But that's not to say that the story shouldn't get better. And that they should make it
yeah,
better.
like I never liked that argument. Like, oh, it's not about the story. It's a kid's game. Like, well, yeah, but they put a story in it, so they should at least put some
Yeah,
effort into
that
it.
makes sense.
I would like to see that out of it, and unfortunately, I haven't done that yet.
Like,
Seen it yet.
this is kind of why I wanted to get. Well, I guess the listeners won't know who these people were, but Rusty and Fro on here because they actually like the story in Pokemon, and even when
Yeah,
I
which
And
I
like,
find absurd.
and like,
They
even when I
define
was,
anything, though.
even when I was a kid, I just did not give
Yes.
two shits about the story in Pokemon. So
No, you care less about the story when you're a kid. You just
Yeah.
want to fucking get the Pokemon.
True. Well, I'm glad that we decided to talk about Pokemon, even though we thought, what are we going to talk about?
Well, like I said, I could discuss my issues with Pokemon constantly.
like, I'm not even a fan, and I love
They're all
talking
legitimate.
about Pokemon.
And I mean, oh yeah, and this should be a disclaimer that I'll talk bad about Pokemon all day, yet when I go to sleep tonight, I'll probably play Pokemon White before I go to sleep. So that's a testament to how polished the core of the game that they did create years ago is.
All right.
But I can always want more.
That's that.
And I think that's about as much as Pokemon as I can
Wait.
handle.
One more.
What do you got? What's left?
Ray thinks that Surf is not a good move.
I heard you guys arguing about this the other day.
We had
I don't want to get into
What?
this.
All right,
Oh,
no.
man.
We don't know. Let's not argue about it again. We had literally a half-hour argument over whether
Surf and Ice
was
Beam,
not a
right?
good move. Yeah, Surf and Ice Beam. He thinks that Ice Beam is so superior because it has a 10% chance to freeze.
That is not the reason. It has all
That
the.
is the exact reason.
It has.
No, he's saying that
It
it's
has all the
the same
properties
stats
of Surf.
plus that.
Right, but
Plus.
you're completely forgetting about typing and
Yeah, because he doesn't know about that as much.
Right.
He doesn't know
Well-
much about stabs and all that
Well, ice, like, how many types are weak against ice?
4.
4.
shit. Well, no, but the
how many
stabs
types are
work
But it's
for.
more about it's not
It's the
not
type
about
that's using it.
yeah, it's the type that's using it, and it's not only that, it's also the
I
how
know.
many actually how many times you're gonna face something that is weak to ice,
Yeah.
or because there's a lot of things that
Like,
ice is not very effective
You've
against, which is
you've got a point there though, because like the
I can't
the-
believe we're discussing this.
I know.
yeah.
Okay,
maybe
let's
it
not
is-
really discuss
yeah,
this.
let's
I just want everyone to know that Canada officially endorses Ice Beam as their official move.
The official. I guess that makes sense.
It does.
There's no pancake.
I
Beam,
would
so-
like to point out before we
Or
end
maple
that
syrup
I
beam.
do not think Ice Beam is a good move. I just think
You
it's
think
better
the
than
best
Surf.
move? It is a good move,
It's
though.
better than
All right,
Surf.
What's wrong with you?
It's up for
That's it.
contention. So.
Okay.
Well, all right. Before we wrap things up, are there any games you guys are looking forward to that are coming out? I mean, we're in knee deep, or I should say balls deep, because I'm a pervert, into the holiday season. So, what games are you looking forward to?
Ray, you go first.
I am looking forward to the Wii U, of course. It's not really a
Yeah,
game, but
yeah.
it's an entire system. And the games that I'm looking forward to on the system, there aren't really many. I'd say
No, the launch lineups are always weak.
I'd say I'm looking forward to playing Batman Arkham City again. But the
old Armored
additions,
Edition?
yeah, the additions to that version are not like substantial. So
No, they're pretty weak in terms of additions to that.
and
But
past,
yeah, I guess the Wii U is, as much as I don't plan on getting it, at least initially, it is a big part of the holiday season. It's going to make
Oh, yeah.
lots of headlines. It's going to be big news.
Yeah.
and if
With,
I'm
yeah. No, sorry. Go ahead.
And if I'm gonna get Assassin's Creed 3, it's probably gonna be on that system, just because it will be new for me. So,
Yeah,
and
I
then
think
and
oh,
that makes sense.
I keep interrupting you. Sorry.
oh, no problem. Anyway,
See, he really is
So
Canadian.
so polite.
That's how you know. That was our test.
and past that, I think I'm like the game that I'm really looking forward to on the Wii U is Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, because I have the original on the Wii, and I just love that game. It's just so good.
Yeah. I played a one Monster Hunter for PlayStation 2, so I can't really jump into that. I don't know much about it.
If you like boss battles, you should definitely play Monster Hunter, because it's basically just 4-player co-op boss battles all the time. It's awesome.
I've never had a system that really was like had a Monster Hunter. Like I had a PSP, but I sold it. Like I don't plan on getting a Wii U. Yeah, PSP is pretty awful, but
And I am also looking forward to a game that has caused a lot of fans to rage at the
Just
developer.
Dance 3.
Exactly.
That was really controversial.
That's what I was thinking of.
Fans
Actually,
were up in arms about it.
I am of course talking about Bayonetta 2, and
Oh yes.
and I have not played the original. I would like to point out, but I do plan on playing that before the sequel hits in what is it, March?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
I guess I'd know more than you guys since I'm actually planning on buying the system.
I think John's getting one.
Yeah, probably.
He's a Nintendo lover.
Yeah,
But
constantly.
But-
yeah.
every-
Oh,
I just feel like
and aside from Wii U titles, really soon, Zone of the Enders HD collection is coming out, and that is day one for me.
Orgasmic. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
no.
Well,
I
that all
love
sounds very good.
Hideo Kojima and all of the games that he creates. So
I'm sure he loves you,
He does. He loves all his fans.
except for me.
And you haven't even played Zone of the Enders, the second runner, right?
Yeah, more reason for me to pick up the HD collection.
And yeah, and it's a lot. It's better than the first one. So, and I love both those games.
I've heard it's much superior, so that's
It
good.
is.
And it also comes with the demo for Metal Gear
Metal
Rising,
Gear Rising.
which I am also
Which is a
looking
game-
forward to.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that
I'm
too.
actually predicting this. This is going to be something big.
Oh my
I'm
God.
predicting that Metal Gear Rising will be a much better game than Bayonetta 2.
I believe that.
Okay.
I'm bleeding all of a sudden.
You know, we were discussing before we
Bleeding?
started this.
Yeah, no, I'm bleeding.
Uh,
Go on. I'm gonna be fine, but
Are you sure?
gee, yeah, like I picked a scab and
Ray, give him some of your health.
there's I would love some of that healthcare.
No, but
Bleeding
we were
everywhere.
discussing before we started this. We were discussing the topics we were going to go over, and Ray was like, "Yeah, I don't think there's any games I'm looking forward to." And you just
Yeah.
like listed an entire like
Yeah, I think you got
5
more than me.
minutes of games that like you just like. I have
Well-
no games I'm looking forward to.
well,
That's a lie. You're lying.
Well, like the games I'm looking forward to on the Wii U are like nothing huge. So like I'm
I
I
guess.
think that's debatable.
I-
That's really all up to
I'm mostly,
opinion.
but like I mean I'm not really looking forward to them that much. I'm really only picking them up because it's gonna be like a new system.
It's like a mild optimism.
yeah.
See,
Alright, well
the
then-
thing- Oh, sorry.
No, if you want to continue on this, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, the reason I think that most justifies me getting Wii U, at least, is that I know it's gonna be different. Because like,
Do you
yeah,
though?
I understand that like the next consoles are gonna be more powerful or something, but I know the Wii U is gonna give me something different than the other ones. And that's kind of like what I like.
well, the question that remains is whether or not that different is
good.
going to be good.
I do,
Like the Wii, honestly, it wasn't very good a lot, but there are a lot of like games that are only on the Wii that I would say
Sin and Punishment 2.
definitely make it kind of like worth it.
Oh, and of
Like
course,
you mentioned, like Xenoblade or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Like that is that's a very good game only for the Wii, and it probably would have looked better on the other consoles. I admit,
Absolutely would have, but
it looks pretty bad.
I
but
I think I'm just spoiled, but
I
it's just like it's games like that like kind of like it's like yeah, they're not gonna look that good, but they're very good games. And I
yeah,
think,
no,
like,
it's not all about graphics,
And like
man.
Nintendo seems to always get those kind of games.
I feel like the visuals that we see now, like they have come to a point where there isn't much room for improvement left. So I am looking
Oh.
forward to the next
Oh.
generation of consoles, but
I disagree
am-
completely, sir.
but I do feel like the visuals we have right now are perfectly fine. Like I could live with these for like these visuals for like the
Live
rest
with
of my
NES visuals.
Right. But see, the issue that runs with that statement that comes out every time a new console is about to come out is that how could they possibly get any better?
And they always do.
And they do. And now, granted, we're not going to see the jump from SD to HD like we did in this generation because it's probably gonna be a little bit longer
Wait.
till we see the next ultra definition. But there's still things like processing power that is gonna be huge. The amount of things you can do at once on screen is gonna change, and that's gonna change the look of the game. there's going to be much more detail. There's going to be a lot more things going on at screen at once. And that's going to make a huge difference in the long run.
Yeah.
That's obviously like it's
So-
what you can do. It's like the lighting. It's all stuff like that. It's not
Yeah,
only,
lighting.
It's not only like how the models look. It's not only like how things in the game. It's like how the game is presented. It's how you can, with the limitations, present the game that you want to make.
I have been proven wrong so many times by the end of a console generation that I'm expecting to be blown away by the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, and
That's why it's always good. It's not like a bad thing to
And
be
I,
proven
yeah, and I
wrong.
think we will. But I always love, because I mean, it's hard not to think that like where can they go next, because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, when I first saw Gears of War, I was like, what the hell?
Oh yeah,
I
when
was
Gears
like,
of
how
War
does it get
first
better
came
than
out,
this?
That
it was
personally for me, that was the first Xbox 360 game that really felt next gen.
That was what made it. That was what made an Xbox worth getting. Like that's why
So
I got
brown.
an Xbox.
Before that, like Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube, that looked better than a lot of Xbox 360 games to me. The early ones, that is. And
Well,
yeah, like most of them were Xbox ports, so they didn't really put in all their effort. So
yeah. And then you look at a game like Uncharted, and that's like
that's just
the benchmark
true.
of where you want to be right now.
I agree.
yeah.
Uncharted is very nice looking.
Yes.
I do love me some Uncharted.
I still need to beat the first one, and then I need to get the third one.
So wait, what are you looking forward to, John? I forgot.
Me, I have not started, but
Yeah, we.
Jeez,
This is going to be really long.
yeah, I know. We're almost.
Sorry
way
for
past what we talked
We're at 52 minutes. If there is anybody that sticks with this first podcast for 52 minutes, I will
should give out.
shake their hand.
Should give out
It's
prizes.
fine. If you made it this far, you have to like.
We'll give out.
That's a lot. We just got a fan.
You have
That's
to
what
just
it is.
email us,
Let's-
tell us.
Actually,
Yeah.
be like-
Oh, tell us. Yeah, we would love it.
actually, in the comments
It's
below,
podcast@gmail.com. I'm sure it's not taken me a media yet, but
if you have listened this long, in the comments below, post. What?
yeah,
What?
post.
What are you gonna give him
yeah,
a
post-
secret phase to post?
Yeah.
Put Reddit sent me here.
Yeah. Post that.
Like this if Reddit sent me here.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, I
all
like
right.
that.
All
Man.
right. We're getting off track, John.
yeah. I'm also looking forward to the Wii U.
Boring.
I don't know how many to launch. I haven't really decided yet. I kind of want a 3DS. Also,
Do you?
yeah. There's games coming out for it.
Code
Like,
Yeah, I want
Code of
Fire Emblem
Princess.
for it.
I forgot to mention that game. I'm actually looking forward to that. Code of
Yeah, I
Princess.
saw
on,
Operation Rainfall praised it a lot.
Yeah, I think that's. I really don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do in terms of getting those, but I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that and getting a 3DS eventually.
what about games?
I don't like video games.
He doesn't like video games. He mentioned that.
I thought I
earlier.
already told you this.
That's
Um,
Also,
actually-
that's why you never finish them.
And that's why he plays Pokemon all the time.
ladies.
He's a masochist.
I'd never finish anything. Speaking of, alright, so right now on my TV screen is the beta for PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Yeah?
And I played like 2 matches, and I played it at Best Buy before. It's a game that's pretty fun. I'm sure I'll like it a lot more like once I actually learn how to do everything, once I learn the moves, once I learn how to actually play it. But it's a game I'm definitely going to pick up. It's
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick it up just on
it's like, you
principle.
know, I mean, games like I love games like this, like Super Smash Brothers. Like I love those games, and it's just it's kind of like Super Smash Bros. With different characters and a little bit of different.
The
style.
way the
I-
game's played
I
is
play-
different.
I played
Oh yeah,
the.
it's combo. It's more combo oriented, in different kind of ways.
I
Yeah.
Super
booted.
Smash Bros. Is more in space. This is more like close combat.
I booted it up to play the tutorial, and I think it plays quite a bit different than Smash Brothers.
Well,
personally.
it's definitely physics different. It feels a little bit different, but
The one thing that really
it'll always remind me of that. Like it'll never
Yeah,
break
yeah.
that for me.
the one thing that really threw me off though was that the jump button is X. Like
Yeah.
I've played so many fighters that I'm used to hitting up that just doesn't feel
Yeah, that
right
is
to
a
me.
little weird. Although, to be completely honest, in Smash Brothers, I turned up to jump off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I use X to jump in Smash
Yeah,
Brothers.
I always use Y.
Yeah, I think it makes the tilt easier.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that, but like
Yeah.
I've been using the stick since the original for jumping, so I'm used to that.
Yeah. Understandable. Definitely understandable.
And also, I don't know if necessarily I'm gonna get it, but Assassin's Creed 3 really does
Yeah.
make me wanna get into the franchise. Like that's the game that really is like it looks really really good.
It's definitely the next step up.
It's the game breaker.
Like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood 2 and Revelations are all kind of the same thing. But 3 is
Do you know what?
bounds.
Do you know what interests me most about Assassin's Creed 3? The ship battles.
Oh,
What-
yeah.
oh, the ship
As
battles.
soon as I saw them, all I could think about is how badly I want a pirate game.
All I know is that there's
Exactly.
gonna be like the George Washington alternate.
Oh, and the
universe.
DLC sounds really interesting. The Evil
So
King
it's like,
George Washington.
How cool is that?
That's awesome. I'm very interested to see how they do it, and if it turns out to be a quality thing.
That's probably really gonna piss off your historian friend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably. Well,
But yeah, that's
it's a great thing.
oh, I'm glad. I hope you get it. I hope you pick it up and try it.
I really, honestly, I want to like try and like get through the first one and then the second one. And I'm
Ugh.
probably gonna skip the side games.
They're not. That's the thing though. They're not side games.
I know. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
It's too
it's-
much. It's too
it's-
much to do.
All those 3 games are Ezio's life as an assassin.
I made
So
it-
if you want his whole story, you got to play all those games.
I made a whole list of games I need to play, and I just completely missed that list. I'm just done with it.
Yeah. Well, you can look at my Steam library if you want to see
I
a
just need
list.
to play Mass Effect 3. And
Hey,
Anyway.
I was one of the defenders of the endings.
well, I hope I can finally get to that game one day. But that's a different.
It's good.
day.
It's not as good as 2, but it's good.
I really want to get into 3 too, but there's one problem. I haven't played the sequel yet.
Yeah, Mass Effect 2 is
Yeah,
the
we
shining
definitely go
star
into
of that
It's very, very good.
series.
Yeah, so do you guys think I should pick that up before 3?
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely,
100%.
absolutely. I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that your save files transfer is you have to.
Yeah. I guess I'll have to stick to the 360 version then, because that's where I played the original game.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice.
But I did start with the male shepherd, and I'm kind of regretting that. I want to go back to the female shepherd. So
Yeah,
maybe
you could go back.
I think in the second game you can actually. Can't you, like,
can
I
you
don't think you can
change it
gender
to be a
swap.
female? Even
May-
if
maybe.
the save from the first game is a male?
you
I don't
Maybe.
remember.
can you just transfer over your level and then
Mm-mm. You
like
can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. You'll have to find out.
yeah.
Yeah, that's something you gotta look at.
Everyone who's watching, don't write in the comments where you can.
They're not watching.
yourself.
They're listening.
Alright, well,
Doof.
I goofed. Alright.
As
I'll-
far as what I'm looking forward to.
No one cares.
Ah, shit.
kidding.
PC
Yeah.
stuff.
PC stuff. Yeah, I'm the only PC gamer here.
See, that's the thing about us. We all play different games.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm more of a retro gamer. John plays nothing.
Yeah, seriously. I
And,
told you I hate video
and
games.
and
I
Dan
play football and sports.
is the PC gamer since he's like the only one.
PC
See, but that's like
aficionado.
none of these are are genres or anything.
Well, no, we all because we do
I
play
play-
all the same genres.
I
But
play like every genre basically, except for first-person shooters.
No, you
I'm
don't.
not really a
Yeah.
big fan of those.
and you don't play racing games or
Hey, we just-
simulations,
Me and Ray literally just
I
finished
play racing
a
games.
first-person shooter game.
do you?
Yeah, I got Gran Turismo 5.
Did you really?
We just
Yeah, I
beat
do.
Borderlands.
I didn't even
You
get
can
that
check.
game.
You can check my PlayStation.
I'm not gonna
Network.
check your trophies.
So everyone listening, check his PlayStation account. Leave,
Um,
leave below in the comments that he does in fact have Gran Turismo 5.
But yeah, like I said before, most of the games I'm anticipating for this holiday season are out already, like Dishonored.
Oh
And,
yeah, I haven't even looked at that game. It sounds
Dishonored. I was originally interested in Dishonored because the art director is the same guy that was the art director on Half-Life 2. So anything Half-Life 2, I immediately get drawn to. And it's a stealth,
right.
like free
I
world,
hate stealth.
or not free world,
and free,
but
and free range. I hate
It's
those are
like
my
a-
two least favorite things.
like play how you want. That's it. could be stealth, you could be Rambo, you could do whatever you want. It's like a Deus Ex.
Day of Sex.
Yeah, that's a good game. All right, fellas, we're at the 1 hour mark. We just hit it.
God.
I think
think
if
we're
we go
pretty
any further, we risk losing the few fans we may have gained.
Well, what if, like,
And
what
we-
if in that
we-
time frame we gain more fans by osmosis?
That's not possible.
Never mind. Then. Jeez, I'm just trying to up the count. I'm trying to make money here.
Yeah, make money.
Yeah. Speaking of,
you're
our
paying
podcast
us, right?
was sponsored by Jameson. Not the alcohol, but my friend James S. On. He's a good friend of mine.
And-
he actually he decided to sponsor us.
And Marlboro, because they're back in the advertising game. We don't care about any laws.
Oh my god! Did you guys hear that clink? Because that just almost broke
The
over my floor.
What'd you
Headphone
do?
users just died.
Did you just like clink your glass
Yeah, it
and
was up
destroy
against
it?
my chair.
You're dumb.
That really could be bad.
All right, I'm gonna end the podcast.
Aww.
Alright, well,
Um,
hopefully you guys enjoy.
Yeah, if there's one person that says they enjoyed it, we'll do
Doubt it.
another one
Doubt
just
it.
for you. And yeah, smoke up, kids. See you later.